They warn us not to dig too deep. But greed always whispers louder than fear. Welcome to the forgotten mine where every shadow hides a price. Thunderhead's curse? It's real, and it's waiting. What you're about to witness is not just gameplay. It's a chilling unraveling of one of the eeriest indie horror stories ever crafted. A game that doesn't just scare, it sinks its claws into your imagination. If you're a fan of retro horror vibes, claustrophobic tension, and stories that stay with you long after the screen fades to black, then Thunderhead is about to become your next obsession. Let's descend together, if you dare. The sun struggles to break through thick, swirling fog as our van rolls down the cracked highway. An old wooden sign creaks in the cold breeze. Welcome to Thunderhead, a town frozen in time. Or maybe frozen in something worse. I clutched the worn delivery list, fingers numb despite the thin gloves. Milk crates stacked in the back. A simple job. Deliver milk. Door to door. Easy. But from the moment I hit the town limits, a heavy silence sinks over me. Like the world itself is holding its breath. The houses lining the street are silent. Windows are cracked open or smashed. Doors hang crooked on their hinges. Trash litters the sidewalks. A few scattered newspapers fluttering in the wind. I step out of the van, boots crunching on gravel. The smell hits me first, old smoke, damp wood, something metallic underneath. A faint pulse, like the beat of a buried heart. The first house is a small, weather-beaten farmhouse with peeling white paint. The porch steps groan underfoot. I lift the crate and approach the door. Inside, the kitchen is frozen in chaos. A half-eaten breakfast sits cold on the table, eggs cracked and congealed. A chair lies on its side, shattered glass sparkling on the floor. The radio crackles faintly, playing a warped tune that stutters and skips. I set the crate down slowly. Something shifts in the shadows beyond the doorway. A flicker of movement. My breath catches. Hello. My voice sounds small and wrong here. No answer. Just the buzzing static of the radio and a sudden draft that slams the front door shut behind me. I spin around. The door locks itself. A soft click that echoes like a warning. I fumble with the handle, locked tight. Heart pounding, I rush to the window. Outside, the street remains empty. No cars, no people, just an oppressive stillness. The list calls for milk deliveries to every home on this street. But so far, no sign of anyone alive. A note pinned to the kitchen wall catches my eye. The paper is yellowed, torn at the edges, scrawled in shaky handwriting. They came in the night. The shadows whispered. We should have left. But the mine, it holds us. A chill runs down my spine. I shake it off and move on. The next house is worse. Windows boarded up, the faint sound of dripping water inside. Peeking through a crack, I spot something disturbing. Muddy footprints leading into the cellar hatch. The air is thick with decay. I glance back at the road. The fog has thickened, swallowing the street in gray. The delivery list feels heavier in my hand. I need to keep moving. House by house, street by street, the silence grows heavier, as if the town itself is trying to swallow me whole. At the third house, a flicker of light catches my eye in the upstairs window. A shadow moves. I call out, "Is anyone there?" No reply. Just then, the porch light above me sputters and dies. A cold breeze brushes past, carrying a faint whisper. Don't come. Closer. My skin prickles. I pull out my phone. No signal. The sun dips lower. painting the sky blood red. An uneasy feeling settles. This delivery isn't going as planned. Walking further, I find an old payphone booth, wires dangling uselessly. The handset lies on the ground, cracked and silent. Next to it, a flyer pinned to a tree. Missing, John Harris. Last seen near Thunderhead mine. Beware the shadows. The name stings a memory. John Harris was the town's lead miner. Vanished months ago. My pulse quickens. Something isn't right here. The street dead ends at the old schoolhouse. Doors locked tight, windows boarded. But inside, I see flickering candlelight. Peeking through the cracks, I spot a makeshift shrine. Photos of townsfolk with candles, flowers, and handwritten notes. A chilling message is scrawled on the wall in charcoal. They warn us not to dig too deep. But greed never listens. The mine took them all. A sudden noise behind me. A low growl or maybe a guttural whisper. I whip around but see nothing. The shadows seem to stretch and twist, alive. The sun finally disappears below the horizon. Darkness falls like a curtain. The street lamps flicker on, some casting weak pools of light, others dead. I clutch the milk crates tighter and press forward. At the last house, a single light glows inside. I knock. A hollow sound echoes. The door creaks, open slowly. Inside, the smell of damp earth and rust fills the air. The living room is empty, except for a journal lying open on a dusty table. I pick it up. The entries are frantic, torn between hope and terror. The mind whispers at night. Strange shadows lurk beneath the surface. We should leave, but the town depends on the mine and the money. The artifact they found, it's not natural. It changes people, makes them hungry. Suddenly, a scraping noise from the basement. My breath hitches. I drop the journal. The basement door creaks open. A cold, wet wind rushes out. A faint voice echoes. You shouldn't be here. I race to the door, heart pounding like a drum. The street is empty. The fog thick. I glance back once and see a figure at the window. No face, just a shadow. Then silence. This was supposed to be a simple delivery, but Thunderhead has other plans. The fog clings to the ground like a living thing as I approach the Thunderhead mine entrance. The wooden sign sways with a creak that sounds more like a warning than a welcome. Keep out, danger. But the mine isn't just danger. It's a hungry beast, waiting to swallow anyone foolish enough to enter. I step through the rusty gate. The air turns colder, heavier. Each breath fogs the visor of my flashlight. The only sounds are the distant drip of water and the crunch of gravel beneath my boots. Faint carvings catch my eye on the entrance beams. Crosses, prayers, warnings, and faded letters. They speak of fear, of desperation. The first steps down the mine stairs echo like gunshots. I try to steady my nerves, telling myself it's just an old abandoned mine. But the deeper I go, the more reality twists. The beams groan under unseen weight. Shadows dance just beyond the light. Then the whispering starts. At first, it's soft, like wind through loose rocks. But it grows, words almost understandable. Leave, leave, leave. I press forward. A sudden gust extinguishes my flashlight. Darkness crashes down like a wave. I fumble to turn it back on. When the beam returns, the walls are different, covered with scratches and stains, some fresh. The path forks. To the left, an old cart half buried in rubble. To the right, a narrow tunnel descending further into the black. A faint glow flickers in the distance on the right. Curiosity fights with instinct. I take the right path. The tunnel narrows. Water drips steadily, forming small puddles that reflect my weak light. A strange smell, iron and decay, grows stronger. Ahead, I find an abandoned miner's helmet lying in a pool of blood. I crouch and pick it up, no body in sight. A folded note inside the helmet reads, "The artifact is cursed. It calls to us, corrupts the mind. It must not leave the mine." My heart races. Further down, the tunnel opens into a cavern. Old mining equipment litters the floor, rusted picks, carts, and shattered lamps. A large stone altar dominates the center, carved with ancient symbols glowing faintly. On it rests a small, glowing object, the artifact. Its light pulses like a heartbeat, casting eerie shadows. I reach out, then stop. The whispers intensify, voices overlapping. "Don't take it. It's hungry. It's never satisfied." Suddenly, the ground shakes. Rocks fall from the ceiling. I dive to safety as dust fills the air. When it clears, the artifact is gone. Panic sets in. I turn, but the tunnel behind me is gone, blocked by fallen rocks. The mine has changed. It's alive. I stumble through winding corridors, haunted by glimpses of figures just beyond the edge of my light. Faces flash, twisted, screaming in silence. I hear footsteps behind me, quick and light. I run. A door blocks the way, old wood warped and cracked. I push it open, entering a small chamber filled with old journals and pictures. One photo catches my eye. Miners gathered around the altar, their eyes glowing unnatural. A diary lies open, pages stained with blood. The artifact demands a sacrifice. We gave it, but it's never enough. The last entry is a scream, smeared and illegible. The whispers become screams. I cover my ears, desperate to escape. Suddenly, a figure emerges from the shadows, tall, faceless, its limbs twisted like branches. It moves towards me. I back away, heart pounding. The only exit is behind it. With no choice, I dash past. The mind twists again, the air grows colder. A faint light glows ahead. I emerge into a hidden cavern. Walls covered with ancient paintings of miners, spirits, and a dark entity. A voice echoes in my mind. "You were expected. The curse will never end without you." I realize this isn't just a delivery gone wrong. I am part of the curse now. The ground trembles as the entity approaches. I clutch the artifact, now in my hand. Its glow burns cold. With a scream, I throw it into a crevice. The cavern shakes violently. A deafening roar fills the mine. Then silence. I run toward the surface, breath ragged. Sunlight pierces the fog. I emerge, falling to my knees. Thunderhead stands silent behind me, but the shadows linger. Was I free, or did the curse follow me out? The mind should be silent, but Michael hears breathing. Not his, not human. He was supposed to be out. He climbed. He escaped. He saw the sky again. But that was just the mind's dream. The screen flickers. Michael opens his eyes. He's lying in the middle of an unfamiliar chamber. The stone beneath him pulses faintly like it has a heartbeat. Glowing veins of reddish black or spiral out from his body as if he's become part of the rock. Then he hears it. Not a voice, not quite. A thought, injected directly into his skull. "Welcome back. Worm." Michael stumbles to his feet. The room isn't like the rest of the mine. It's engineered, perfectly symmetrical, smooth, lit by an ambient glow that seems to come from nowhere. In the walls, faces, dozens, maybe hundreds, not carved, fossilized, mouths open, screaming. He backs up and bumps into something wet. He turns and sees a mirror. His reflection is wrong. He's grinning, but he's not. We said you'd return, Michael. A new corridor yawns open before him, shaped like a gaping jaw. Michael walks through. The tunnel grows fleshy. The walls undulate, breathing, moist. His flashlight dies again. This time it doesn't come back on, but something else does. A red glow ahead. As he steps into the light, he sees eggs. Not bird eggs, not insect eggs. Human-sized, transparent. Inside limbs, eyes, people. Some awake, some screaming. All alive. He wants to vomit. He steps back. A hand grabs his ankle from a cracked egg. A mouth opens. You let it in, you let it out. He pulls free and runs, gasping, down a spiral of bone-like steps. Michael hears sobbing. A child's voice. He follows it into a small chamber with a wooden door, out of place, like a memory forced into stone. He opens it. Inside, a bedroom. His, from when he was 6, down to the superhero posters and the broken lamp. He approaches the toy chest. It opens on its own. Inside, a glowing orb. He touches it and collapses. He sees himself, age 6, watching TV. A breaking news alert interrupts. Thunderhead mine collapse, dozens dead. His father's face appears, covered in soot, carried out on a stretcher. Then, an image of the artifact, carried in a hazmat case. This discovery could rewrite history, the reporter says. The memory fractures. Michael wakes up, back in the mine. Except now it's his house, but buried, stretched and stitched into the rock. He steps through a hallway that flickers between drywall and stone. Pictures on the wall change every time he looks. Childhood photos, then x-rays of his skull, then CCTV stills of him standing in front of the mine entrance every year since he was born. Always the same frame, the same pose, the same eyes behind him. He enters the largest chamber yet. A heart, the size of a car, pulses in the ceiling, suspended by thick black roots. Beneath it, a pit filled with bodies, miners, townsfolk, all twitching, still alive. Feeding it, Michael drops to his knees. You brought the final breath, a voice says behind him. A figure steps forward. It's the foreman, Paul Granger, the ID badge from earlier now stapled to his forehead. You think this was all accidental? Thunderhead was built to feed it. He explains, every few decades, we need a spark, a memory, a bloodline. You, Michael, you're the final piece. You were born for this. Michael backs away. Granger lunges. Michael grabs a rusted pipe and drives it through his chest. Granger laughs, choking blood. It's awake now. You're too late. Welcome home, son. Michael's blood runs cold. So, the mine is collapsing, but not from damage. It's shedding, rebuilding, morphing. Michael runs through corridors that reassemble themselves behind him, like a trap reloading. He reaches a chamber filled with screens, old TVs, monitors, security feeds. They show every moment of his life, every mistake, every lie, every sin. A voice echoes. This mind remembers. This mind judges. A figure walks toward him, made of coal and bone. It screams with his voice. They fight, smashing through memory and rock alike. Michael pins it down, screaming, I am not you. The creature smirks. You will be the mine, the god, the curse. It finally speaks. You thought there was escape? You are the song, the scar, the echo. You're the mine now. Michael falls to his knees. He's not out. He's in deeper than ever. The town collapses like pixels, and all that's left is the mine, waiting for the next offering. So, was it just a game? Or did something awaken while you watched? Did you feel it? The pull? That little flicker in the back of your mind that says, what if this wasn't fiction? Because here's the truth. Every town has a Thunderhead. Every person has a secret they're digging toward. And every viewer leaves a piece of themselves behind. If this video chilled your bones, shook your soul, or made you check behind you more than once, slam that like button, or something might just follow you back. Subscribe for more terrifying tales like this, where every game tells a deeper story and no screen can protect you from what waits in the dark. And tell me in the comments, would you have kept going deeper? Or would you have turned back at the first whisper? Or better yet, tell me what you saw in the mine. Because Thunderhead doesn't end here. It ends with you.